It was winter 2013 in Brazil. I had just graduated from college, and after a while not having to spend time solving the tasks I was used to for the past 4 years, I suddenly noticed that I wasn't smart. I wasn't smart because I had no clear vision of anything. I wasn't sure how to solve any kind of problem that I was interested in, and I had nowhere to go. I guess that many of us feel or felt that way at some point. In this video, I want to talk about art and my experience by being a dumb artist. I spent 4 years of my life in a design university. My perspective and influences during that time made me understand that that was all I needed. But to be honest, it wasn't. It wasn't for many reasons, and most of them having to do with ignorance. Ignorance coming from many directions, including from myself. And that created a layer that protected me from the reality of my own goals and ambitions. By not being able to admit my own ignorance and ask the right questions, I spent 4 years dedicated upon what turned out not to be nearly enough to surpass the layers of naiveness that surrounded me. I indeed took many decisions during that time that would guide me towards a career that I like, but for example, I had Photoshop classes, and for those, I relied on third-party tutorials to impress my colleagues. You know, those cool tutorials on the internet. They are not inherently bad or anything, but upon the fact that these tutorials somewhat had an aesthetic finish to it, I thought I really knew what it takes to make pretty things happen. And later on, I really thought that after having my experience at the uni and the degree, I would have something special to offer the art industry, but there is no secret. You can only get what you give. My work just wasn't relevant enough to the fields I wanted to be part of, and they wouldn't be for many years. And I can see this pattern repeated in many aspects of my art. At times, I just wanted to copy, because I thought that having source material was all I needed. At others, I didn't use it any reference, as I thought the masters didn't, why should I? It was a pattern of not seeing stuff. So that's how and why I came to the conclusion. I am dumb. I guess there are people that may feel like me, wishing to have a more sincere and legit intellectual environment that could nourish the solutions for those things. But actually, we don't have time for that. And that's the catch. This feeling that you can learn more, that warmth inside your heart is all you need to take the next step, no matter where you are with your art. Being able to admit my own ignorance gives me the chance to make things differently. I don't know if I ever feel satisfied with my ways of learning, and I'm glad I feel that way. Because this feeling drove me forward to understand what I need to achieve what I want. And by doing the type of art that I want to do, and to stay relevant to my own means, I gotta be in touch with my weaknesses. I'm glad to know I'm dumb, and I look forward on using that as fuel. So, about this piece, I wanted to portray a different kind of shepherd, one that had to protect a flock using extreme ways. The idea is to have this huge bazooka to suggest the existence of an equivalent big threat, without having to draw the enemy itself. So it's up to you to imagine what kind of problems they have to deal with when they are traveling. I had fun using flowers on the ground, but I keep asking myself if they are a lazy way to fill gaps. But at the end, they are flowers and they look great. About the animals, I love using them as part of my pieces. It gives a sense of a bigger context and they look great. Drawing them free me of the responsibility of creating relatable human faces all the time. That's probably derived from a lack of mileage. And beyond that, their anatomy features give me space to have fun. Studio Ghibli movies inspire me a lot. In Spirited Away, you have lots of wonky animals and creatures. In the future, I wish to get good enough to make them look even funnier. Other thing that really inspires me is traditional Japanese art, like Kyosai Kawanabe's artwork. There you have funky animals arguing and fighting. It's so interesting and complex, I really like that. Thank you for watching. I hope you like it, the final result. We work really hard to make these videos happen and we want to hear your opinion. So please leave a comment below so we can get to know each other best. I'm looking forward to do more art videos. You can find my social media links on the description. See you next time!